after a long time since we have covered any flippable smartphone, and Motorola was quite good to launch one, and this is the new type of flippable smartphone. After Vivo X Flip, you are taking a look at any flippable smartphone, and this is from Motorola, as I told you. And this is their kind of say the two flippable smartphone. I was hoping that they might be going into the foldable market, but as of now there isn't any big leaks about that. But anyways, this two smartphone has got officially unveiled, and one is known by the Ultra, and Ultra is also known in some of the regions as Plus, and there is one base variant too. But these both are coming under the series of the Edge 40. So let's see how this two new flippable smartphones from the Motorola after a long time, what are the upgrades and what are the things which I like about them. Let's start off with the Motorola Razr 40, and this is the base variant as its Razr 40. It might be different in some of the regions, but anyway, so let's talk about the display. You're going to get is a 1.5 inches of a really good tiny display on the cover side. You can do a productivity work as if you want to check the notification and don't want to get involved into the big screen inside this big display. So yeah, that is for that purpose. And also, if you wanted to get involved into those structures, then there is a big display also. A 6.7 inches of a big gigantic screen is there. A 144 Hz LTPO AMOLED display is there, and a 1400 nits of peak brightness is there. You can do a lot of stuff, and a 1400 nits is really good as for me. Talk about the operating system. This guy is having the Android 13 out of the box as of now. There isn't any stuff on the top of it, but Motorola uses their own type of UI on the top of it, where a lot of things are there which has been pre-implemented on the smartphone. It doesn't harm the smartphone, but yeah, it's there for you, so you can grab it as if the Motorola gesture sets there, Motorola secure folder and stuff like that on the top of it. Talking about the processor, you are going to get is a Snapdragon 7 Gen 1 processor. It's a 4nm based of 5G processor. Adreno 644 is there, and this 7 Gen 1 is a balanced processor, and it is coming kind of say around Snapdragon 7 series based processors too, but not as capable as the Snapdragon 8 Gen, but below of it. So it is having its own way of talking. You can do a lot of good gaming and stuff out of it. Talking about the battery, you are going to get a 4200 mAh with a polyethylene battery. Inside the box, you might be getting a 30 watt of power adapter. As of it hasn't been confirmed that you will be getting or not, but also there will be a charging support for a 5 watt reverse wireless charging. Not the reverse wireless, basically a wireless charging, and there is a type support for your charging purposes. Talking about the storage, you are going to get is a UFS 2.2 for the storage type. I was thinking that a UFS 3.0 or around 3.1 something like that would be really nice, but UFS 2.0 is okay, and 8128, 8256 and a 12 GB versions are there for your storage options. Talking about the cameras, you're going to get is a dual camera setup on the rear side. As of it is a 30 megapixel ultra wide and a 64 megapixel wide sensor. Also, you can record 4K, which is nice thing. 64 megapixel main sensor. It is having a f1.7 aperture. Also having the wide and the OIS. Again, a really nice thing. 13 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide sensor is that. On the front side, it is having a punch hole camera basically. Punch hole camera is having the 32 megapixel f2.4 aperture wide sensor, and it can record 4K at 30 and 1080p 60 as if the both are having that same capability. Basically, the rear and the front. Alright, now let's talk about the Razr 40 Ultra. A lot of upgrades are there on the display side, mostly at that moment. A 165Hz of big display is there on the rear side. Same 6.9 inches foldable LTPO AMOLED stuff like that is on the top of it. Anyways, the cover display has been grown. This is a 3.6 inches of a cover display, and it is about 1080p, which is again a really nice thing. Talking more about this display, it is having its own way of talking. You can do you can scroll around your complete phone on that 3.6 inches of a display. A really nice thing, and it might be not sounding familiar. I will be getting that in a bit, but it is a really good. About 1080p, that's a really good highlight of this. Basically, the cover screen. About the processor, this is the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, still a good processor, not the high-end flagship, but it is well optimized. It is having its own way of talking a lot over the thermals and balancing over a lot of things are there for this guy. 8 Plus Gen 1 is there, a full nm based of 5G processor, Adreno 730 is the GPU. And talking about the storage and the RAM, yeah, there is a 3 option. 8256 is the base version and it goes really nicely. About the battery, this might be a down point of the smartphone. Basically, the 40 Ultra versus 40 Ultra, 3800 mAh battery is only there. A 30 watt of wire charging has been supported for this guy, and a 5 watt of wireless charging is there. I believe that a 4000 or 4200, 4500, something like that, gonna be really nicer. But I believe that by keeping that screen really big on the rear side and keeping the phone factor slimmer enough, this might be a cutoff on that battery side. But I believe that the 8 Plus Gen 1 should be at least giving you a good battery along style for a complete day. I hope that. Alright, talking about the cameras for the rear side, a dual camera setup is there. 12 megapixel wide sensor and a 13 megapixel ultra wide sensor is there. 12 megapixel with is having the OIS and 30 megapixel ultra wide. 4K and 10 dB both can be recorded. But you might be thinking that the for ultra version isn't having, but I will be getting that in a bit about the camera in a bit. So 12 megapixel, it's a f1.7 wide sensor with the OIS and a 30 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide sensor. 4K 1080p both can be recorded. About the colors for this both the smartphones, in the way of the color, both are having a lot of options. First glance, it was like, yeah, something is catchier on this side, something, but I like the both the colors variants. Talking about those colors for the razr 40, then you're going to get as a Sega green, vanilla cream, summer like a green grab comfort or something like that. Kind of say really different type of names are there, but there isn't any darkish tone color which is black, and I believe that black should be a really good attractive. But anyways, these are kind of a funky looking colors too and might be attractive at the first glance too. I like all them had at a first glance, but my more and more relief will be on that really good smoothing color. Anyways, talking about the color for the razr 40 Ultra, this guy is having that very own, that textile color, Viva Magenta. I believe that the Motorola will be going ahead and putting this as if on their each and every smartphone. Take a look at it. This is the Motorola razr 40 Ultra having the colors of Viva Magenta, Glacier Blue and the Infinity Black. And to be frank, this guy is having the Infinity Black, but still I like the Viva Magenta as if it is having a blackish, not the blackish, but that pinkish type of cool looking darkish tone on the top back side. And to be frank, but my still the belief will be on the Infinity Black. But anyways, what do you think about the colors? Let us know in the comment section down below. Alright, talking about the Motorola razr 40 and the 40 Ultra. In different regions, the 40 Ultra is named as a 40 Plus, and in some of the regions, the 40 hasn't got official. But I expected that both the smartphones will be going official in India on the Amazon. As of firstly, I was thinking for the Flipkart and Miss Pilot on the WD weekly type updates basically. For more amazing content, you should go and grab that press bell icon. Anyways, talking about the razr 40, this is a well balanced smartphone over a lot of things. If you're more onto the camera, more onto stuff which is productivity related, then you can go ahead. High-end text-based gaming on this both the smartphones can't be done because these are the foldable, or you can say the flippable smartphones are there. So the mechanism is completely differently designed, and they aren't even having a 5000 mAh battery. That might be a down point, but the flippable smartphones are not having that high capacity battery, and even the foldables aren't having that high capacity battery. It might be due to a really high inch mechanism in between of it, two bigger displays and the one curved display, that might be hard to cram that battery in this small, or you can say this slim form factor. Anyways, talking about the 40, UFS 2.1 is there as if it is good. Not the 2.2 is there. It is good, having its own way of talking. In a lot of sense, 7 Gen 1 is a really good. 144Hz is there. Smooth navigation and stuff will be there. But if you still throw on your games, it will be lasting really good experience. Snapdragon 7 Gen 1 is really good over the gaming too. And also 144Hz is there, so you might be getting a lot of good frame rates and stuff out of it. Over the cameras, there is a really good camera setup, 64 plus 13. I believe it's smooth camera setup. So it's a balanced based smartphone. Battery might be issues, then you shouldn't go ahead. If you are more onto the hardcore worker, then also you shouldn't go it, because the flippable smartphone have a slightly small hinge in between, which might get a lot of dust. Anyways, talking about the 40 Ultra. This is a lot balanced over a lot of things. Over the camera, you might be having the question. The 64 is there on their older version, which is older, not the base version, and this guy is having only 12 megapixel wide sensor. See, this 12 megapixel sensor is really big in amount of the size. The hazard 1 micron is there, that is a 0.7 micron. So about them, more the bigger size of the lens, it will be able to capture a lot and a lot of light on it. So in night you might be able to get some of the good looking photos from the 40 ultra, not on the 40. So it is having its own way of talking. But if you are more onto the zooming and stuff like that, then the 64 plus 13 might be a good option. Talking about this razr 40 ultra, lot of things has been upgraded in a really good manner, and in a lot of things should be the one I was thinking for battery, and same reason might be there for my end side, because it won't be lasting a complete day as for me, but should be at least going ahead if you don't have a high end screen time. But a lot of optimization might be needed on this guy, and a lot of RAM management is necessary for this smartphone. Anyways, I think it's one way of talking. Not big updates are there. 165 Hz is there. 8 Gen 1 is there. A really smooth and a really good gaming will be there on this guy. Also, the 3.6 inches, it's not about the 1080p, but above the 720 and below the 1080. So really nice thing, and the pixel density is really good. Has it for 3.6 inches of display is that. It is also having a 1100 nits of brightness is that, which is really nice thing. What do you think about this motor smartphones? Let us know in the comment section down below. Not just smartphones, foldable phones, or you can say the flippable phones. Let us know in the comment section down below. This was captaindrs. You are watching krsndrs. Like, share, subscribe. We don't want to be appreciating my work and our work. For more amazing content like this, press the bell icon and get a stay tuned for more amazing content like this. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected. Peace out.